Well, the discussion is starting proper now because, as a matter of fact, a lot of people have said so many things concerning the feud at the Senate. You know, the Senate, the Green Chamber, is being held at a very high esteem, and of course, that's one of the places that a lot of decisions are being made in this country. And as a matter of fact, Nigerians look at everyone at the Senate to be very, very, very good. Number one, let me use the word, a promoter of democracy as far as every senator in this country is concerned. Now, these are developing stories from the Akpabio Natasha feud that is getting Deepens. First of all, we heard that Senator Natasha has gone to court. Then there was a response from the wife of the Senate President to say, well, this is who my husband is. And there was another response from Senator Natasha again to say, well, for your sanity's sake, you need to hold your peace, just for your sanity's sake. Then, as a matter of fact, joining me to talk about this developing stories this morning is Victor Giwa. He is a lawyer, and of course he is also a public affairs analyst, and he happens to be the lawyer of Senator Natasha Akpoti. And as a matter of fact, so many things and reactions have happened. It's good to have you join us on the program today.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me again.
Well, a lot of reactions coming from Nigerians. Well, when it came to the fore, first of all, it started like a joke, and people were saying, well, this is more like senator to senator thing, but it got escalated and got to the internet, and there were reactions from a lot of people, and suing started coming in. But as it is right now, let's look at this. The whole thing, the whole drama, some persons are saying, well, this is some form of insubordination, all right, and some people are looking at it as a misconduct, you know, from the both parties. I don't know, what's your school of thought right now?
All right, thank you so much. Well, the fact is that people don't really put things in perspective. I'm not the kind of lawyer that dramatize. So my client, Senator Natasha, she's not given to frivolities and drama. So I've been careful not to talk so much about the issue, because I think a lot of sentiments are being peddled, even by some persons, including commentators and all of that. But let me put it in perspective so that people can understand where we are. I have also tried to reduce my media appearances on issue, but because of it, you have been our good friend, so I said, let me even use the opportunity to call. Now, the first thing we need to understand is that Senator Natasha is a senator representing the Kogi Central of the Senate in the Senate, and she has passion for her job, and so she is saying, and the issues are very clear and straightforward. She is saying that the Senate President took an action in what she believes is the fact that what she believes amounts to sexual harassment to her, that the Senate President somehow made a gesture, made a pronouncement, tried to request for a kind of an affair, and she felt that it was an harassment on her part because, one, the Senate President, as a result of our refusal to accede to that request or gesture, or to positively respond to that gesture, that she was being victimized in so far as the legislative duties and obligations in the Senate. And what did she mean by being victimized? She believed, and she said that one time when she was about pushing a bill, issues concerning the Ajakuta still, because she represents the Ajakuta constituency and all of that amongst our constituencies, and that she was trying to push a bill on the Ajakuta issue. She's passionate about Ajakuta. As a matter of fact, she's known as Mama Ajakuta and all of that. And that the Senate president recused as himself, and first of all never wanted a bill to be enlisted for discussion after several persuasion by her. And when he finally agreed to enlist a bill, on the date the Senate president stepped down, and it was the deputy Senate president that presided over the discussion of a bill. That is why, so she felt the Senate president has a personal grounds against her for her refusal to yield to his request. That is one. Number two, she said that she has been a member of the chairman of the local content committee. She's been doing her official duties, but after that incident, the Senate president has restricted her obligation, even remove her as the chairman of the committee, and also cut her off from certain privileges and rights that every senator enjoys. And so she's coming out to say, you are treating me this, I'm getting this kind of treatment from you because of my refusal to yield to your gestures and requests. And that is what she is saying, and I think that Nigerians should get that part straight. So the whole issue is that she felt, as a woman, a married woman for that matter, a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that she feels that the Senate president shouldn't have extended his personal prejudice and malice against her in the course of her doing her job.
All right. As a matter of fact, all of this, like we said, the case is already in court and waiting to be presided over. As it is right now, all of these are still allegations, or unless proven otherwise. But the whole issue, the whole drama emerged from sitting position at the National Assembly, and the senator representing the good people of FCT has come out. She is also a woman, has come out to say her own seats also have been moved severally. These revelations now coming from Natasha about the sexual harassment is quite different from the sitting arrangement now, because what actually caused the whole uproar was the sitting arrangement. So the case now, is it all about the seat or all about the advances as it is being alleged? Because it's still an allegation.
Okay, thank you. Again, I would like to put it in perspective. The outbursts came after the sitting arrangement. And a lot of persons have also said that, like, Senator Ireti has said, oh, my seat, a lot of persons, senator seats have been reassigned. Well, first of all, I need to state that Order 11 of the Senate Standing Order gives the Senate President the power to allocate seats. And the order says from time to time, the Senate President can allocate seats. Now, there is something very important about the seat in the Senate, and I think also in the National Assembly. The seat of the Senate, of any of the senators, is so important, such that, as a matter of fact, it's so important that it was ordered in the rules. It is legislated, so to speak. It is contained in the rules as to show you how important the seat of the senator is, such that you are not expected to speak except you are on your seat. Now, the grounds there for Senator Natasha is that when you have reassigned my seat, I have a duty, you have a duty, I have a duty to be informed of the reassignment of my seat. Now, the issue of seat, like I said earlier, is so important that when you don't stay in your seat, you cannot speak, you cannot be recognized, and you are not in the Senate to come and watch movies. So you are expected to make contribution. So when you are going to reassign a seat of a senator, the rules and the principle of natural justice, equity, and fair play expects and demands that you inform the senator that his or her seat has been reassigned. So you don't go into the Senate, the red chamber, and start using torchlight to look for your seat. You don't go into the Senate and start moving around looking for your seat. So it is inherent in the duty of the Senate President, having assigned a seat of a senator, to inform the clerk of the Senate, to give notice to the said senator that, look, your seats have been reassigned and you are no longer in seat 101, you are now in seat 89. That is what we are saying. And she is saying that I was not notified of that reassignment and I deserve the notice. She is not interrogating the power of the Senate President to reassign seat. She is not challenging the power of the Senate President to reassign her seat. She is saying that I was not notified, and that is where that is her position. And people should not, if you are a senator, your seat was reassigned, and you think it's not important to you. Every some of the senators who go there and they are sleeping. We see them, they sleep. So when they are giving seat and you are not even informed, and you just go there, if your obligation is to sleep and you are assigned any seat, for those of them who are not active, who feel just being a senator is just a way of wasting time, getting themselves busy. So you can be given any seat and you just move to the seat and start sleeping. But Senator Natasha is not such senator. She has, in short, Senator Akpabio said the first day she resumed, she raised her hand to speak. That is to show you the nature of the person you are talking about. She's an active person. She is active. She wants to contribute. And so she sees the fact that changing her seat, that she's entitled to be informed. And that is what she's saying.
All right. Sabaki made a statement, and he said it is not all about the two senators involved, that the institution itself is more important than the Senate President and, of course, Senator Natasha herself. That what should happen is, whatever the rift is, it should be settled amicably, probably outside court as the case may be. Then the institution be held at a high esteem, because this has gone very far. People abroad, we're trying to claim a lot about Nigeria right now, and if this kind of thing is happening from the Senate, it doesn't speak well of Nigeria as a country. So now, what do you think? Why is it necessary to go to court instead of, all right, we are senators, let's just settle this thing amicably? What's the need of going to court? Is that issue not handleable by maybe the privileged committee?
Good question. And I need to concede and accede to the remarkable experience, understanding of distinguished Senator Saraki, former Senate President. I really appreciate his position. We respect him, and he has spoken very well. And we are also the opposition. You see, that is where everything is being misrepresented. She felt she was aggrieved, and it is within her right to ventilate to ventilate our grievances. Now, given it is something that the Senate chambers should handle, it is within it is within their power. It is something they could actually handle. But I think that there is an underlying layer to it, and that to me, and that is what picks where I pick up the interest, because we must understand the leaders, our leaders that are elected, our leaders that we voted for, should understand the fact that when you are elected, you cannot be elected and not become a lord over the people who elected you. And that is what the issues we have had in the past, such that we now federalize some position. So when the person you elect, who is supposed to lead you, becomes a lot to you, and so that he now sees himself, he victimizes you, or you feel oppressed, and he tells you that no, you are not supposed to speak out, that the only thing you need to do is to come and beg me. Now this is somebody, each of them were elected by their constituencies and by Nigerians in general, and as a Senate President you were elected by your colleagues. So I think it is very important, you need to know that you owe them an obligation. It is what we call primus inter pares, first among equal, that when she raised that point, that look, she wanted to speak, she was quoting on that end, which is a place of privilege. It is incumbent on the Senate President to have listened to her and now rule her out of order and say, Senator Natasha, haven't heard from you, I think you are out of order, I think you should go back to your seat, and that ends it. But the underlying issue was that she felt oppressed, that she's talking to her Senate President, she's drawing the attention of her Senate President, and she doesn't want to listen. And so she feels that, look, you know you and I had an issue, and I felt that you should listen to me, and you think I don't have the right, and she's feeling that you are usurping your power to oppress me from explaining my grievances, and that is the underlying issue. I felt that you would have been settled if the Senate President, just like he did in the first instance in that issue of 9th Club. Yeah. He came back to the Senate and said, well, Senator Natasha and to other senators, in case you have been aggrieved, in case the use of the word 9th Club, in case it has provoked you, in case you misunderstood it, please forgive me. And that ends there. So I expect that she is not asking for a special treatment. What she is saying is that when I raised that issue, having complained that I was not notified, you were supposed to give me what even God himself, when Adam sinned against God could have ordered them out of the garden. He knew they have, but he said, Adam, where are you? He gave them the right of right of fair hearing. So you should have listened to that young lady, to the senator, and say, yes, exactly. What exactly is the point? Oh, so you knew you were not notified. Oh, we are sorry about it. We have allocated your seat. Please, could you go back to your seat? Your seat is now so. A sergeant and arm, can you please show her where her seat is? And that would have ended it. So our issue should have been settled inside the chamber, but the attitude of the Senate President escalated it, and so that is where we are. Can it be resolved by the Ethics Committee? Yes, of course. I think she's hoping, she's a senator, she doesn't have anything personal against, in quote, against the Senate President. All she wants is that she should be respected, she should be allowed to carry on her legislative duty.
All right.